Hey everyone, I received a very good question today and I'm gonna read it. Hi Anna, can you share a bit more about the cuticle oil treatment that you usually mention? I have one client with a very dry and cracked cuticles. She works in a healthcare industry and washes her hands regularly. I try to help her get better hands. Very good question, and you know why? It's because this is going to a bit of a rant. So the problem is kind of that a lot of times when people see us, they kind of expect us to give them the results. And really what it is we can guide them, we can tell them what to do or what would help them, but we can't really do it for them, okay? And I see that very often, especially with pedicures and dry skin. So this client has to understand that you can tell her what's going to help her, but you can't do it for her. So she needs to use the oil as often as possible, and it's going to be more often than she probably thinks, because using it once a week or even once a day is not going to make a big difference because the amount of time we wash our hands. So if you can just imagine every time you put the oil on, okay, so this is what I tell people. Can you imagine how your skin would look if you washed your face with a dish detergent or like those really harsh soaps, like 20 times a day, and not put any cream? And any person would be like, wow, of course it's going to be terrible. So your hands are not really any different. If not actually even more susceptible to damage because your skin on your hands does not really produce any oils. Like on the palms of the hand and around the nails does not really produce any oil. So our skin on our hands can't really protect itself like it does on the face. So what we have to do is we have to use a very good quality treatment oil. So it's not a cuticle oil because the cuticle area is very often misunderstood, and so the dry unsightly skin on the nails is not really a cuticle, it's the skin around the nails. It's a proximal nail fold, and for that, yes, you have to use the oil because the cuticle we remove when we're doing a manicure. So there's two pieces of skin. One is the cuticle, which we remove, and the skin that we're concerned about or concerned with is the proximal nail fold, or as I call it, just, you know, when I talk to clients, it's like the skin around your nails. It's not the cuticle. So yes, we have to use the oil. I recommend the daddy oil. It's really nice oil, but if the client doesn't have that oil, any type of edible kind of oil will do. I don't necessarily recommend a coconut oil, and I don't usually recommend an oil that consists just one ingredient because there is no one perfect ingredient, just like there is no one perfect food. So for example, we all know blueberries or raspberries, whatever, are healthy, or fish is healthy, kind of, but we can't just eat blueberries because that's not going to be a complete diet. And it's the same thing with ingredients, just generally for the skin. There are many good ingredients that are beneficial and they kind of overlap with their benefits. So normally actually a combination, a mixture of different oils is actually very helpful. And the oils that have very small molecules will absorb into the nail, and they will plasticize the nail plate, and it will help the nails they will help the nails to not break or peel and things like that. But you're not really concerned about the nails, you're more concerned about the skin. So even even coconut oil, which is a very good skin conditioner, will help as well. But anything like that, and actually a very good hand cream as well, will help. So in combination. So very good hand cream that I've heard really works for a really tough kind of hands is actually those creams for mechanics. So they usually contain silicone, they contain a large amount of glycerin and things like that. So that in combination with the oils will definitely help. And the client has to understand that they have to reapply that very often, and they have to use the oil. And usually heat helps a little bit as well. So sometimes giving yourself like a hot treatment oil is going to be very good as well. I see I'm getting messages on my phone from you guys. That's really cool. I love getting messages. So yes, there was no miracles. And you can also kind of tell the client that it's almost like going to a gym and going to a trainer. So, you know, they can guide you, they can help you, but they can't really do the work for you. So the clients have to still do it. So again, when you're doing the manicure, very light exfoliation, not overly, not being overly aggressive with the tools will help. Light exfoliation, like I said, it helps because you remove sometimes the catches, but again, the clients don't usually have really extra skin. Their skin is just dry. So it is lacking defense. So by removing too much, and that's why I'm not a fan of the Russian manicures, because we're not really addressing the issue. So when the skin is dry, when it's cracked, when it's kind of destroyed, adding a little bit even more trauma to it is not going to help, and the client's thinking is going to shift from having to basically dumping the responsibility of the of the skin on you, as opposed to being responsible for themselves. Another thing that I usually tell clients is it's like going for facial. So when you go for facial, yes, it all helps and everything else, but no esthetician can actually change the person's skin. So yes, the treatments that you will get from an esthetician, from a facial that you go for maybe once a month is going to help, but really that every single day what you do to your skin and putting the creams on and everything else and staying away from the sun and staying away from the wind and washing your skin gently and all that stuff is going to add up, and that's gonna really help. Another huge thing is going back to that client is making sure that she wears gloves when she does dishes. Excessive water is not good for the skin and not good for the nails as well. So it just strips the skin from all the protective protection that it has, and then it's more susceptible to cracks and breaks and all that stuff. Sometimes, and I mean, she works in healthcare, so she probably would have better access, but sometimes people can have almost like a dermatitis and major inflammation with their skin, so that should be probably addressed a little bit more by their doctor. But if it's just dry skin, then being just very good and very gentle to your skin is going to make the biggest difference. And this is what I'm actually noticing with my clients, and maybe I should make another post about pedicures, but there was like a amazing revelation here happening with pedicures. Honestly, none of my clients have calluses, none of them. And even when they did, they don't have it anymore. And what I actually did is I eased up on filing their skin, because usually when people come in, they come in with dry skin, not with excessive callus. So by over filing the skin, we're actually making more damage than good. And when I stopped doing that, their skin actually started improving. And them using creams religiously once or twice a day, even skipping a few days here and there actually, and I've noticed that with my feet, the skin starts to crack and starts being dry. So doing that every single day, amazing. There was no callus, there was no dry skin. I do very light exfoliation. I do it with those wide hand files for the feet, and that's actually 180 grit that I use. I don't even use the 100, sometimes a little bit 100, and then I use the 180 grit, and it works wonders. I don't try to fix it in one appointment. Guys, seriously, it's unbelievable the difference, because basically what I'm doing is I'm kind of telling the clients, here it is. I'm exfoliating your skin gently, but now you have to use the cream, because there is only so much I can do. If I overfile, and I actually say it, I'm like, you know what? Your skin is still cracked. It still does not look really good, but there is only so much I can do in this one appointment. And me, by filing the skin even more is going to actually produce more callus. So now you have to use this cream twice a day, and we will see at the next appointment how the skin is going to improve. And I'm telling you, within a week or two, the skin is improving. And I will actually post, I have to take a picture, but I will post the cream that I'm using on myself. I actually like the LCN 10% urea cream. I have it. I use another cream that's within a few days I saw a big difference because I kind of let my heels go. You know, it was really dry, cold weather, and sometimes you just forget. Because, you know, in the summer we kind of see our heels, so we kind of take care of them a little bit more. But I actually got kind of a dry and almost like this chapped feeling heels, and I was just like, oh my god, this never happened before. So I thought, okay, this is a good idea. I'm gonna test 2 different creams, and I'm going to show you which one, and it's over the counter, believe it or not, which one made the biggest difference within, I would say, like 3 days. The skin 3-4 days has improved. So, but anything used consistently, although actually I used another foam, actually it was a Gaywall foam, that it did not work. So I'm taking it back, not every cream, because the foam did not work. But the cream that I'm going to take a picture of, and I'm going to post it below, really worked. Okay, so thank you so much for giving me ideas for these little, I'm going to actually be making a little bit more of these short little videos. Thank you so much for the ideas, and please keep them coming. Okay, thank you so much. Bye.